Hey guys, it's Kelly. I'm back with a process video. This layout I created with my October Wild Hare kit, and this month I got the petite kit, which means it's a smaller kit. It's more economical for those that are just wanting to maybe freshen up their stash. And a couple of the things that I received, I got these gorgeous flowers from the Auburn Lane collection by Pink Paisley and a couple of the Pink Fresh Studio Indigo Hills collection. And when I saw this purple paper that I have cut out, a cut file with my silhouette, I knew that I wanted to see if I could document one of the photos of me and my friend in a wedding that we were in last year. And when I, printed out the photo and compared it to the cut file or the pattern paper first, it was gorgeous. And I thought that to really add some interest, I would use the cut file and, make it somewhat of a doily, florally pattern, and I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and document, layer some pattern papers behind my photo, and I pulled out the 6x6 Indigo Hills collection paper pad, and I'm going to first use this gorgeous navy floral, and then I'm going to back it on that pinkish what's an ombre paper that goes like pink to blue. And I just thought that those colors really worked well with that purple, and it's going to give it just something different, and I can't say how much I love these colors together. It's definitely a different color combination, but the whole time I was making this, it just made me happy. And it's just fun to make a layout, when you're creating, that just makes you happy. So I just centered this down a little bit so that you could see some of the pink at the top and some of the blue at the bottom, just to have everything kind of make sense, or at least it felt like it did for me. And at this point, I keep on, I'm contemplating, do I want the cut file to be in the center, or do I like it pulled over to the side? And I decide ultimately to go ahead and adhere it down on the side, and then just let it be a little bit off center. And I just, it's just fun to change things up. So this pattern paper that I am fussy cutting, oh my goodness, this was hard to do. This is a gorgeous pattern paper by Pink Fresh Studio. I have seen many different layouts that people have created with this as their background, and they have just done gorgeous jobs. But for me, I thought that the leaves would really work well to pair under the Auburn Lane flowers. Now these flowers are gorgeous, but if dimension is not something that you are fond of, then you are going to want to stay away from these. I don't care. They're not like 3 inches thick, but they're definitely dimensional, and they're gorgeous. And who knows, I may just figure out a way to frame it or hang this, or I may just go ahead and stick it in my scrapbook. For me, the fun of creating and documenting, I'm not going to hinder myself by something like, how thick or how dimensional something is. So I did get the die cuts in the kit, and I'm just going through to see if I can find something that will work as a title, and that Moments die cut is going to work, and I'm going to pull off the other leaves. I tried them and see if I like them, but they were too fern-like, and I felt like they took away from the die cut. And I thought that the leaves that I fussy cut, because they're more solid image, they hold more weight and they just look better, and they don't compete with the delicate nature of the die cut. So I do cut out quite a bit of the fussy cutting of this pattern paper. I did fussy cut several leaves, but there's only so many leaves that you can watch me fussy cut without wanting to, hit the snooze button or, fast forward. So I just, I showed a couple. This is a flower that was on the pattern paper that I thought would be pretty, nestled in with the other flowers. And again, I'm just looking for leaves that are pink, the blue, or that tealy green, just because I thought that those colors would work well for this. So I wanted to move my flowers around and then try to figure out how I wanted to get the leaves layered. So what I did is I stuck my flowers back on the plastic backing, and then I cut off a small piece of the backing so that I could move the flowers as a unit, and that really helped. So I've got what I think I'm going to end up with, and I decided that I want to add some gold mist to the background, and I'm using my gold Heidi Swap Color Shine, and I move the die cut back and forth just because I want to make sure that I'm going to get enough of the gold splatters around the page, especially on that left hand side, for some visual interest, and it's just easier to move the die cut back and forth. Now I would like to say that once I go to glue everything down, that the leaves end up in the same placement. My goodness, it is just way too difficult. So when I take everything off to start adhering it, you are going to laugh at me trying to figure out where I need to put things back, because it just never goes back where it originally was. So I am going to take some craft foam and put it underneath my photo. I'm sorry, I should have edited this little part out. I was cleaning up my desk a little bit. I was thinking for a moment that I was going to layer some vellum behind the photo as well, just to add another layer. And I went ahead and I tore it and I stuck it down, and it didn't add anything. And as a matter of fact, I felt like when I put it down onto the die cut that it took it away. That took away from the overall effect. So I decided to rip it off, and I'm just going to go ahead and adhere down the die cut. So to start with, what I'm doing is just adding a couple little dots of the glue, and I'm using the Scotch Tacky adhesive in the fine line bottle. I get mine at Hobby Lobby, but you can also find them on Amazon. So I went ahead and trimmed off the edge, and I thought briefly about adhering the other corner down to the side, and I thought maybe that might really make, you know, for a pretty a balance between the two. But once I put the title back, it just felt like it was not balanced, and that's not what I wanted. So for the leaves, to add some dimension, I am going to put some foam dots behind them. It's a little bit later at night, and apparently my words are just about used up, so I'm making new words. Anyway, I hope you guys are well. I know that I'm still not back as much as I would like. It's just because of my schedule between running around with my daughter and with my mom, and then work, and then trying to keep up the house. And I'll tell you, what is falling behind is definitely the house. Oh my gracious, if I could have a magic genie that would clean the house, I would pay good money for that. So like I said, here I am just moving the leaves around. I'm trying to balance the colors so that a lot of the dark leaves aren't in one cluster, and you know, the lighter color leaves, to brighten it up, are also in each of the clusters. And you know, that's just kind of my thinking, and I'm going to go with whatever I feel like looks good. And again, I'm just going to put some of these foam dots underneath the leaves just to pop them up. They are smaller than the flowers, so it does offer some dimension, and I'm not doing them to all of the leaves, just enough to where I feel like it you know, just really brings some interest to this. When I finished this layout, I was so pleased. I just thought it turned out even better than I had imagined. And for such a special picture of me and one of my good friends, I couldn't ask for anything better. I was just so happy with the way this turned out. So one of the last things that I'm going to do is put some sequins around the page after I figure out where I'm going to put that die cut. I'm going to leave it in that bottom left hand corner because I felt like it really added a good balance there, and you know, that it helped to ground the flowers as well. So I'm going to add some sequins. These are from my stash. It's a bunch of different sequins, and I'm pretty sure they're all Spiegel Mom scraps. And I'm just taking a couple of the different colors and putting them around the page, almost, you know, like mist droplets. But for me, you know, when I did the gold mist, I was fine with that. And I thought about doing some of the blue or some of the pink, but I couldn't do it because that was color. And, you know, the sequins I can move around, the mist I can't. So that was what my thinking was. So that's pretty much it. I have some close-ups at the end. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.